really safe with all the bodyguards. Well, not the bodyguards, but like the guards around campus make me feel really safe. And I do like the gates. They are kind of annoying, but if you like actually like think about like the uses, they're like really smart. And except like sometimes kids don't use like sometimes they just leave them open, and so I guess like even in the morning we hold gates for people. So I would say like kids and students like need to work on that a little bit more. But I think the addition of the gates is like a very smart idea, and I feel safer with the guards and stuff walking around campus.
I feel really safe. I feel like there's always someone there that will help if I'm in trouble.
I feel super safe on campus because of the increased security and all the new monitors around, so I always feel like someone's watching.
With the added security guards, I feel much safer.
Yeah, I feel safe that if something was threatening to the school or the safety of the students, that they would respond appropriately and make sure we were safe from any harm.
In 2012-13, we hired Mr. Maxey as Dean of Students and Security, and then Ms. Ford as Dean of Students and Activities, and that was a new model for us to have two deans. And so having two deans, I think, allowed us to be more aware of what was going on with the student body. And then we have slowly implemented measures that make use of best practices and have really brought in a lot of experts while still trying to maintain the culture and be a welcoming place. Added some personnel to help with security, campus monitors, so Mr. Lambert, Lori Howington, Rick has been here for a long time, Tyler Bartz, and then we brought on Ms. Kent as our Chief Security Officer.
I also started a Safety and Security Committee, and on that Safety and Security Committee we have two teachers, we have two seniors, a boy and a girl, we have Kathy Kent, our Chief Security Officer, we have a parent, and we have a staff member from the DeSmet office, and we have somebody from our facilities department. And in that committee, we talk about all of our security initiatives to try and get the voice of different stakeholder groups to help us make informed decisions. That comes in addition to what we're hearing from our staff members, or when we bring something up, or trying to get the pulse of students.
My job is to kind of look at day to day and assign personnel where they need to be most effective, as well as looking into the future. Our calendar's planned all the whole year, and to see if we'll need extra coverage on certain days, what might pose a security problem for us.
Gates would definitely help me feel safer, as well as the new campus monitors like before. I just feel like no one can really get in, and very secure.
Kind of a negative atmosphere added to the school because Jesuit is like talking about being welcoming and like reaching out to people and stuff, and I feel like it's kind of caging us in and making us seem very elitist.
I feel like they don't have a very good-looking appearance. They're very ugly.
And I think it was an
But
overreaction.
I think they have a good purpose.
Yeah, I think the idea behind them is good, but it seemed like an overreaction.
Well, the gates have really made it feel like nobody can get in anymore, so that helps a lot and makes me feel a lot safer.
Recognize reality that the gates, especially when they're brand new, have a symbolic as well as a literal impact. And I think we've done our best to try to make them attractive. We don't really talk or think much about the fact that there are gates, very similar gates around Cronin Field, for example. And what we do is, first of all, open them and keep them open in the mornings and the afternoons, and when we're having evening events. I love the fact that they've got Christmas lights on them right now, actually. But I think what makes us a warm and welcoming campus are the people. I think it's the, campus monitors. They could either be very gruff and sort of demanding of people, or they could be welcoming and say, hey, can I help you? And I hope our students and our staff, and I know they do the same thing, And most businesses and most schools now, if you looked at St. Mary's or Central Catholic or Beaverton High, there's one entry. We've got 2 major entries during the day. People are coming in, they check in. Our receptionists are super friendly. Can we help you? Get you to where you need to go.
Lots of offhanded remarks about, for example, the gates, like, offhanded remarks like, you're changing our school into a prison. I was like, well, that's not necessarily the way I view things. Part of my job is to think about security and safety all the time. It's not your job as a student to think about those things all the time. It's my job to find out ways to where you don't have to worry about those things. And the ways we make informed decisions about the security measures is by talking to safety and security professionals, maintaining a strong relationship with Beaverton Police Department, and constantly trying to get perspectives from those different stakeholder groups.
I think, again, all of this comes down to relationships between people, and I think Jesuit is known, and the Jesuits worldwide are known for their hospitality. That's the spirit that we want to convey. At the same time, we have a really important responsibility to keep our students and our staff safe, and so we're going to do that sort of unapologetically, at the same time with as open arms as possible and as welcoming as possible.